And we're back at the patch. Came over to check on the winter rye, which, as you see, the patch is a little green. It's not as thick and lush as I was hoping, but it's still early. And unfortunately, and fortunately, both, in a few short weeks, maybe a week or two, right here, basically right in the center, I'm going to have to come down here, and at each 4 spots I'm going to have to bury the heating cables, I should say. So there will be parts of this that I'll have to disturb, and unfortunately it's the section that's coming in the thickest. It must have been favoring the center of the patch for whatever reason. We did till it pretty well last fall, and we didn't get much snow to really weigh it down, so it shouldn't be too bad to till it up again. Alright guys, well, I got all 4 of the holes dug for the heating cables. That is always a fun task to do. I think it's probably about, in the springtime, about the most labor intensive part of it all, but got the heating cables mats into each pit, and now I just gotta undo all my work and put all the dirt back in. Let me take you closer over to that spot and show you my hole. Alright, now here's a close-up of one of the 4 holes, you can call it, basically, because that's what it is. Now, all of them are averaging between 10 to 11 inches deep, except for this one. I think this one's closer to 12 inches deep. And basically what I did was I dug down until I got to the clay pan, and then I went no further. One, because you don't want to go any deeper than that, because then you're essentially making a little kettle, and so all the water will come and sit right there in your hole, and you don't want to do that. You want, when the water comes down, to equally just drain off on all around the plant. So that's why I stop right as I get to the clay, and typically that's between 10 to 12 inches deep. Alright, so now I got all 4 of the spots buried once again, and as you can see, just by digging up this was a 4-foot by 5-foot area that I dug up, it really fluffed up that area. So each of the 4 planting locations should be well fluffed up and ready to be planted. So let's move over here a little bit. So basically, this little area where I had put the piles, I next have to get the rototiller and just basically mix all that up, get it nice, loose, and fluffy, so I can then bring the hoop houses in and get that all set up. And then that means the planting spots for the pumpkin plants will be ready to go. After I got the heating cables buried into the ground, as you can see, I continued tilling around the hoop, around the hoop houses. And I obviously got the hoop houses in place, which putting the plastic on by yourself, tons of fun. Highly recommend it. Not really, but I got it up, and pretty happy with it. I still have to crawl inside while I'll put a board in between the 2x6s, but I'll have to crawl in there and do a little trimming. A little trimming and attach probably with some clamps on the inside to that 2x6 to get the whole thing complete. But as it stands, it's pretty well finished. And then as you can see, whoops, I also tilled up this path here, and all right here I tilled really good, and I used the broad fork all around there to really loosen it up, and then raked it nice and smooth. And basically everywhere there's boards on the ground, that's what I did, and then laid the walking boards down. All right, so as you can see, the garden got tilled for the first time today, or this season. You're gonna have to excuse the noise. Our farmer next door is plowing the field, and it's very windy out, as you can see. So where was I? Oh yeah, I roller tilled the garden for the first time this spring, and I don't know how well you can see, but I got all the posts pounded in around the perimeter for the windbreak, which I'm going to hold off putting the windbreak part up until I get the soil amendments worked into the patch. So next really would be, I think it's just to put the soil amendments in, and I'm gonna wait for maybe 2 more weeks to do that in the beginning of May, when the weather cooperates, and then it's just putting up the windbreak and some walking boards. Oh yeah, and bringing the pumpkin plants into the patch. So there you have it, guys. Until next time, I will see you later. Bye-bye.